This book has honestly opened my eyes and my mind to the sneaky ways that I was self-sabotaging that I didn't even realize. And I felt really called to share my insights because the more people who implement these teachings, the more people we'll have that are bringing positive change to the world, who are living in their desires, who are impacting others in positive ways, who are living in genuine freedom. And we need more of that. If you're new here, my name is Sabrina and I am your brain training coach. I talk on all things training your brain to hit your goals for business owners and professional creatives. Today, I'm talking about 5 takeaways from Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. And the 5th one has brought me the most transitions in my life thus far. I'm still integrating it. So if you want to achieve more, to be more productive, to have more freedom, to be happier, to not be run by fear, and to have life work out in your favor more often than not, listen to this all the way through because these shifts will do a lot for you. I do have my free 8-minute brain training that activates you into your highest timeline. If you want a breakthrough and clarity on what action steps to take next, if you want to shift out of victim mentality and into hero mentality and take control of your reality and to act as the version of yourself who already has what you desire, go ahead and download that 8-minute brain training for free. The link is in the description and let's get into it. Now, if you are unfamiliar with the book or if you've only heard of it and you haven't read it yet, essentially Napoleon Hill had a long period of time where he was really depressed, where he was going through a lot of defeat. He had a lot of business failures and was caught in constant cycles of fear. And when he overcame that, he had this heightened awareness or inner dialogue where he could question the force behind fear itself. And this is what we call the devil. So whether you are skeptical on if he was actually talking to the devil or not, what he shares has so much wisdom and insight that even if you don't believe that, you could apply what was said and experience incredible transformation in your life just from the wisdom that was written down. So number 1, know the difference between a setback and a failure. A setback, and this is a quote from the book itself, a setback is a temporary obstacle or a course correction. Failure is when you accept the obstacle as the final outcome. Listen to that last part again. Failure is when you accept the obstacle as the final outcome. A lot of people mistake a setback for a failure, and this is where fear starts to creep in. And the devil then comes in and uses this state of confusion that you're in, the state of fear that you're in, to plant negative thoughts of self-doubt, negative thoughts of shame. You're never going to get there anyway. Negative thoughts of unworthiness. Who are you to deserve it? Right? These thoughts start to come in. The moment you realize that it is only a setback, you take your power back. The devil also mentioned that the greater success a person has reflects the amount of failure that they had to go through to get there. And failure, he means as setbacks, because that person obviously did not fail and give up completely when they got to where they wanted to go. Please know that if you have a month of no sales, if you have a failed launch, if you have content that is just not picking up, if you're not getting leads, this quote unquote failure is a part of success. Course correct. And do not let it make you give up. Do not let it make you be filled with all of this self-doubt because that is the devil. I remember when I was living in Bali this last summer of 2024, and I got mosquito fever. I was down bad. My immune system was really messed up. I was sleeping more than I was awake. I had this rash all over my body. My sales were down so bad. I was doing like the worst that I had been doing in business in a very long time. And I was filled with so much self-doubt. And I remember I was in my room in Bali in tears because I was so like fatigued and tired from having mosquito fever in the first place. And all of these things were happening. And I remember feeling so frustrated with business. Like I felt like what I was doing was not getting me the results that I wanted. And at that point, I wanted to give up. Every conscious part of me wanted to give up. And that's when my soul really, like my intuition really came through and put its foot down and said, no. You don't have the option to give up. There are so many people waiting to hear your message, waiting to hear these teachings that I am the vessel here to teach. And no, I didn't give up. I'm here. But that was a prime example to me of how so much self-doubt, of how I let the devil get in at that point. I was inflicted with so much self-doubt, so much shame. I was being very hard on myself. I've been in business X amount of years now. I should know what to do by now. And I can see now, looking back, that that was the devil coming in. So ask yourself, is this really failure? When you're in a stuck spot, when you're in a situation that didn't pan out like you wanted it to? Or am I just being redirected towards growth? What did I learn from this? What can I do differently? What gold can I extract from this past experience? And if there's a lot of emotion, you might need to, work through and process the emotions before you ask yourself these questions and reflect. But process the emotions and ask yourself those questions and reflect. Do not take that as a failure. Know that it is a setback, because if you have the desire, it is meant for you. That is God's will. Number 2, drifting and procrastination equals the devil's playground. The devil talks a lot about drifting, and essentially what drifting is when you go through life without direction or intention. And it can look like, oh, I don't know what I want to do in my business. I don't know what I want to talk about. I don't know who I want to help. I don't know what I want for my income. I don't know where to live. I don't know what I want in my relationship. I don't know how I want to live my daily life. And that lack of direction shows up as procrastination. Every time you procrastinate, you drift. It shows up as distraction or just endless planning with no action, which my past self was a big victim of that. The devil thrives in the mind of a drifter. The second you let your mind drift, the second you let yourself procrastinate or you get distracted, that's where the devil starts to come in. He sees his opportunity and he starts to come in with the fear-based thoughts, with the confusion, with the doubt. He takes advantage of a person without focus. Every time you delay what you know you should be doing, you give the devil power. And your protection from this is discipline, or I like to say devotion, discipline, devotion, and decision. That keeps you anchored in your purpose. So ask yourself, where am I drifting instead of deciding? Number 3, lack of definiteness of purpose. Related but different from the last point, without a clear purpose, life will toss you wherever it wants. You will become a victim to whatever is going on in your life. If you do not design your life, the devil will design it for you. And this is a quote that the devil said that really sparked something in me. Is he said, "Nothing within reason is impossible to the man who knows and relies upon his other self." An other self is really referring to someone's higher self, their intuitive voice that's speaking to them. The devil goes on to say, "Whatever man believes to be true has a way of becoming true." The devil is literally telling you that what you believe to be true is possible to become true, that you can create whatever it is that you want in your life as you tune into yourself, as you tune into your highest self and your intuition and your heart's truest desires. Knowing what you want, having this desire, having that purpose gives your thoughts and actions direction and momentum. Even small daily goals create this inner momentum that repels that drifting behavior. But having no plan, having no purpose means living reactively. You will be responding instead of creating. So be definite in what you want. Decide what it is that you want and become laser focused on that. Start moving towards that. Start thinking towards that as if it's already done. And don't go too overboard here, because if you create this intention to go from being, let's say, $20,000 in debt to being a millionaire within a year, you may have different belief systems in place already that contradict the possibility of that. Not to say that it is not possible, but to say that you already may have, it may be too far from your level of believability for it to feel believable to you. Let's go back to what the devil said. Whatever man believes to be true has a way of becoming true. You want to make sure that you can believe it. So I always say, when you set a goal, when you set an intention, when you have this definitiveness of a goal, a plan, a purpose, make it stretchy, but doable. Make sure there's still that level of believability there so that you can believe it and be definite in it, but still stretch yourself into that possibility. And then when you hit that, then you can raise the bar from there. But when you have that desire, be definite in it. Number 4, think for yourself. Be the master of your own mind. The devil controls those who accept every opinion as truth. And most people live their lives by rules handed down by them from parents, from teachers, from religion, from society. which, by the way, the devil talks a lot in that book, how he's very infiltrated in a lot of religion, very secretively, very sneakily, but most people hear what others have to say and then they just accept that as truth without even questioning it. Instead of automatically believing what people may say, have this sense of observation, of noticing and going, that's interesting they said that. That's interesting they believe that. I wonder what my beliefs are on this subject. What is the rule book that I want to live by? Because remember, life has no rules, period. So when someone who has created a lot of success says you will only be able to hit your first 100K year if you build a course out and sell that course with this high ticket plan, is that a belief that you want to live by? Because I know that there are many coaches who have hit 100K through a membership, through just having high ticket private one-on-one clients. There are many, many paths to reach your destination. So don't limit yourself by the rules and beliefs that other people have made, even if they're at a high status, even if they've created a lot of success for themselves. Their path may not be your path. Think for yourself, because freedom comes from thinking independently and forming your. And number 5 is something that I am still integrating and will probably take quite some time to fully integrate in the ways that I want to. And it is have definiteness of energy and action. So what does this mean? Napoleon Hill says that a weak plan with definite purpose beats a strong plan with doubt. The energy behind your decisions matter more than the decision itself. I have said this time and time again, but hearing it in this way really struck a different angle for me. And if you think about it, even if you have the strongest plan, that a plan to hit a $40,000 a month, and multiple of other people have done this exact plan and it has worked for them. It's a very strong and proven plan. And if you go into it with this energy of, is this the right plan for me? Am I supposed to be doing something else? Am I doing this right? What if I'm not sounding the right way? What if I'm not saying the right things? What if I'm not posting it in the right way? Every single doubt that comes up, it's a mental speed bump that turns into an energetic speed bump that turns into a physical speed bump. You are literally putting all of this resistance in the flow and your mind is going like this. It's going everywhere. And now your strong plan has become weak AF versus if you have a weak plan, but you are definite in it. You're like, yep, this is the plan I'm doing. This is what I'm going to execute. I've got this. And you boom, 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 boom. It's really weak. It doesn't have much backbone behind it, but you have that definiteness. You're able to execute, have that laser focus, see where you need to improve things, see where you need to add things, take away things. You improve that, you keep going. You get results, you repeat what works, you keep going. You take out what doesn't work, you keep going. And you get results so much faster. With the weak plan, with definite energy. It doesn't even matter what decision you make. A lot of people are stuck in this decision fatigue, not wanting to make the wrong decision, not wanting to put so much energy towards something and to have it not work out. But it's not even about the plan itself. It's about you being certain in yourself. That is what matters. You being definite that even if it doesn't work out the exact way you want it to, you are learning, you are moving forward, you are getting there, period. So every time you say you're going to do something and then you double guess it, you are practicing indefiniteness. When you practice, I want you to practice this decisiveness in just small decisions, like choosing a meal or posting content or sending a message. Do it with definitive energy, not rethinking about it, not questioning if it was done right. It's done. It's exactly how it was meant to be. Moving on. The more you act decisively, the more you train your subconscious to trust you. The more you have this laser focus, the more you're able to collapse time and achieve what you want. So ask yourself, where am I wobbling? Where do I hesitate instead of decide? Really, write these 5 things down. Listen to this again and again. Let the wisdom sink in, because I promise you, you will see transformation as you implement these shifts. If you want to download my free 8-minute brain training that activates you into your highest timeline, again, the link is in the description below. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, share it with a friend, and I will see you in the next video.